say you'll catch me.
What's going on, Taurus? Happy birthday to all y'all. Thanks for being here. Doing the Tarot by Tribe series just a little bit differently. There's going to be 12 videos this month, and I have already done the shuffle. I'm just trying to consolidate on some things because of my schedule as well, and I have actually already dealt the 5 decks that I normally use, and I have also collected some pop-out messages. It came pretty strong, and so I just wanted to let you know a little bit about what happened while I was doing the shuffle. I was hearing about fresh start, innocence, new beginnings. Everything was showing up kind of like along that thread, which makes perfect sense considering it's your solar return if your sun is in Taurus. And if it's your moon or your rising, while you're here, make sure you also check out your sun. And if you're here for your sun, make sure you check out your moon and your rising and see if your messages show up there in addition to here. So, yeah, a lot of fresh start energy was showing up. I was getting a really distinct message about somebody's mother, like the archetype of mother was showing up really strong. And in some cases, they were showing me something about like a maternal figure and their passing or something associated with that. And just sending our condolences to you if you have lost somebody special in your life. We are saying prayer, and you're welcome to reach out for private prayer at prayer@fatheroftribes.com. Happy to do that for you. The other thing that I was hearing about was kind of interesting. They actually showed me the World card flew out of the deck while I was shuffling the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, and then when I shuffled again and I was shuffling the rest of the decks, this came out, the Universe card, which is also the World card using my John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. And what's interesting is when it showed up, when I was shuffling for all of Taurus before I turned on the camera, what was underneath it was the 7 of Wands, and it was reversed. And I was hearing that it's about the things that are no longer worth standing up for and the end of major cycles. And I was hearing trauma for somebody. And what's bizarre, once again, I told you the World card was showing me up right in this deck, and what was right underneath it was what is also the 7 of Wands card and that deck. And we were hearing about a judgment, and I was hearing about for somebody that it's really important that they know that if there was money involved, that there might be some delays. They showed me twice. This card actually flew out of the deck this way. 10 of Pentacles reversed for somebody. And when I shuffled and then laid the cards down, it was looking up at me again in reverse. And so I was taking it for a pretty strong message, and I just decided to do a little snooping on it just to see what the guide said about it. And I got a very firm message about just keeping your faith and trying to stay focused and being happy right now with the new energy, because they were saying for some people it was probably just a delay, and it was something about, they were showing me 2 to 3 weeks, and in some cases up to 2 to 3 months, depending on which Taurus you are, what's going on, where in your life cycles you are. This is a general reading. So that was what I got there. And yeah, I think that was it. So I'm going to go ahead and just flip over the cards that I shuffled for you. And I'm going to just reorient this here so you can kind of take a look at the spirit board while I'm talking. So this is where I dealt your cards. And we're going to start with an archetype, as we normally do. This is the overall challenge style energy for the first part of the month here, Taurus, using the Tarot and Mace archetype cards. This is the challenge for the first part of the month here, vampire energy. They're showing me somebody covering their throat. I'm hearing it has a lot to do with throat chakra issues, and they're actually saying to me something about a wish being able to come true now, with somebody being able to finally speak. And I'm hearing about somebody's mother. So They're saying, you might need to speak up about something, and it might have been hard to up until this point because of whatever was tied up in a cycle. And I'm hearing it was karmic. I'm going to read to you what it says here because there are light and shadow attributes to keep in mind as situational awareness clues for how things might be unfolding this part of the month, how others might be treating you, or how you might be tempted to react. It says light attributes makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. Shadow attributes state depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. So that might be how others are coming at you or how situations are unfolding. But we're hearing that there's some sort of illumination coming forward. I was hearing very clearly about some form of a judgment or truth coming to the surface this part of the month. There's that world card again. That showed up. It flew out of the deck while I was shuffling before. And like I said, it's a completely different deck. It showed up as the universe again. So I'm just going to lay that one here and just say this is a very strong message about completion at this time happening. And I'm actually hearing about somebody that was laid to rest and about how it's opened up a situation because they're actually showing me whatever was being covered here becoming uncovered now as a part of the cycle of completion. And I'm just hearing that you and your loved ones are absolutely safe in this, Taurus. And if there's any concern about that right now, we're just going to do a calibration of energy and call some white light forward to those who could use some angelic protection at this time. For the mental sector, using the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, we have pulled the 5 Financial and Material Changes card, aka 5 of Pentacles. So if you were referencing more traditional deck, say like the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, this would be your 5 of Pentacles card. And so I'm actually hearing about money that's changing hands as a part of whatever the cycle is that's been completed. And they're saying for some, it's actually going to feel really liberating, whether or not there is a delay, because I'm hearing for somebody, they literally felt like, they're showing me this like it's a noose around their neck, and I'm actually hearing about just financial constraints that were really bogging a person down, and just a feeling of expansion and liberation that might be coming for some. But there is a cautionary note too with these fives. Changes can go up and down, and there's a caution for sure. You're going to know if something is sucking your life force, and if there needs to be an end put to it. But they're saying if that's the case, you're under a really auspicious energy to put an end to some things here, Taurus. And, that's a huge message because that is a major arcana and it's been showing up over and over and over again for you for this part of the month. And for the personal / romance sector, using the Doreen Virtues Romance Angels Oracles deck, we've got the trust card that showed up here for you. It says that the situation is calling for you to have faith. And in some cases, we're hearing that, it's really trusting your gut that all of these changes that might be happening in the material realm are actually being protected, and knowing when it's safe to embrace changes. And we're hearing in some cases it's because of trust that's coming in, whether or not there's a romantic connotation, that's giving somebody the courage and the strength to take on whatever comes after something like the world shows up, because it's a major energy that elicits major change and marks the end of everything. This is actually the very last card in the entire deck of 78 cards. And so they're also saying there might be other people that are involved. This is Aquarius here. We've got Taurus, Leo, and I forget who that is that shows up as the bird there. But they're definitely saying there might be external factors that are involved at this time with how it comes together. And they're also giving some cautions about how you're letting people come at you, especially, you see there's a lot of energy kind of feeding off this hand, and there's like a hand coming for it. And here, we see somebody kind of protecting themselves. And so they're saying just, for some of you all, just be careful who you're trusting right now, because the situation is calling for you to have faith. And they're saying that that you are divinely guided at this time, and that for some of you, the best thing you can do is just keep a sense of humor, especially if anything is delayed or tied up, because we were hearing about somebody's hands being tied for a period of time, and that things might be coming together maybe a little bit slower than anticipated in some cases, but they are saying that it's a really good time to stand your ground and know that cycles have come to a completion here, Taurus. And, this is a beautiful energy for you at this time to let in and just make sure that if something isn't feeling right to you, and maybe it hasn't been for a while. I'm hearing it's probably been going on for like 5 years for some people, that this is just the perfect time to embrace the lighter side. Go have a really good time. Have a kick-ass birthday. Keep celebrating all month if you want. I always do. And just know that things are actually culminating in your favor. So I'm going to leave it on the practical advice and the tip here from Archangel Michael to have a sense of humor here, Taurus. We'll seal it up on a prayer for you. Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for helping me see the humor in the situation so I can lovingly laugh at human nature. I'm willing to view my experience in a new light in order to attract love and healing energy. Amen. All right, Taurus, that's what I got for you. I hope you liked it. I hope it made sense. And if so, thumbs a brother up. It really makes a difference for me. And thanks for being here. This is my 1-year anniversary, actually. And so really appreciate those of you who have chosen to support my life path and my life work by offering me these channels and for being here to explore them with me. Take care. God bless. And we'll catch you again soon. We're back from